We didn't understand how a 13,000-acre farm could be hard to find until we came here. Because out here, acres are plentiful, people not so much. Some say, this is where the Wild West still lives. The houses are shipped in. Work life and home life are one of the same. And cowboys aren't just seen through TVs. We knew we had to see it for ourselves and try to answer our questions. How did a medicine sale mark the start of a family legacy? Or what does a town of 25 people know about community? And how did a flyer in the garbage make a man question everything he thought he knew? This is why we have come to the Double Bars Ranch in Grenville, New Mexico.
Throw the right one and I'll end your misery.
Yeah, he takes it a little serious.
I don't like to lose.
I worked for an animal pharmaceutical company, and he ran a feed yard in southwest Kansas, and they used to say, Red, how in the world are you gonna meet a girl? And he said, well, I guess she's just gonna have to drive through the gate. And I drove through the gate, and he bought my stuff, and I'm just following the sale through. Still.
I think I still lost.
125. Yep.
Yeah, my 10 points.
Perfect.
Let's go to work.
After losing everything to a wildfire in 2011, the Millers left their life in Kansas and started over in New Mexico. But that didn't mean their struggles stopped.
The cattle business is always hard, really. The prices have been really good recently, but it's really volatile, and we're really at the mercy of the weather. You're at the mercy of commodity prices, government policies.
I told Kim, I said, this is the stupidest business that anybody could be in. And I told her, I said, I'm quitting and we're selling this damn thing. And I'm not gonna do it anymore.
But before Red quit, he was hit with a stroke of luck.
One evening I was sitting at this desk going through the mail, and I had this flyer for this marketing school. And I threw it in the trash, and for some reason I pulled it back out of there, called the number up. This gal answers, and I said, well, tell me about your marketing school. And she said, well, you guys are sitting on a freaking gold mine out there and are too stupid to know it. So she made me mad, so I signed up, thought I'll go up there and argue with her for 2 days or something for some entertainment. I never opened my mouth for 2 days.
What Red learned in that marketing class became the very strategy that saved his ranch and his family's livelihood.
I have not lost any money in 15 years. It always works.
The Double Bars Ranch sits on 37,000 acres of land in Grenville, New Mexico, which is utilized to rotate their 1,200 head of cattle on. With Grenville being the smallest municipality in New Mexico, the family's way of life was going to look a little different.
No, sports were hard. Everybody had to play sports. Absolutely everybody. Like my senior year playing basketball, I had 3 8th graders starting with me in varsity. Wow. I graduated with 7 kids. So I fluctuated a little bit at one point. I think our high was probably 9 or 10. But by the time I actually graduated, I was the 7th, so there weren't even 8 of us.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
With limited rainfall in Grenville, monitoring their grass is critical.
Your job really is growing grass and then harvesting the grass with the animals. You're really a grass farmer first, and a cowboy second. We don't plant, we don't fertilize or anything like that. We just do a rotational grazing system, and every pasture here gets at least 90 days of growing season without an animal on it.
The miller's goal is approximately having 1 cow per 50 acres of pasture to prevent overgrazing.
Because of the lack of rainfall, though, the plants don't soak up quite as much water, and therefore it's more available nutrients to them because it's not as leached or diluted as it would be in some places that get more rainfall. The grass out here kind of packs a punch.
Their herd relies solely on blue, slender, and side oats grama grass, all kept in check by strict cattle rotation. But unlike Thistle Creek, there is no reliance on dogs here.
Anything that's like underneath here will be underneath the saddle. And so like it could rub or make them uncomfortable. You don't want to make your horse uncomfortable. I know. Easy, easy, easy. Here, okay.
Burlak's a little nervous this morning, isn't he?
Yeah.
I would be lying if I said I didn't get a lot of questions of how did you end up in New Mexico, which is a pretty fair question for a California girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. We met at Texas Tech in the dorms. I was telling JC that I was really homesick and I just wasn't feeling like myself and I just missed family meals, and he said, well, you can just come home with me. And I was asking about his family and what they do, and I knew absolutely nothing coming into it.
Now, 4 years after that day, Emma has moved full-time to New Mexico and become a staple in the operation.
JC and I are really best friends, and working together means we get to hang out basically all the time. So I think that's my favorite part, and I get to watch him do what he loves, and it's really become something I love too. So that's the most exciting.
Today, their team of 4 has to move 30-some bred heifers into a new pasture to make room for incoming weaned calves. With pasture sizes ranging from 160 to 1,900 acres, rotating cattle takes up a large percentage of the family's time.
Sunset Drive is quite all right with me, baby, but we can't stay here forever. The future's been too bright for two.
Bred heifers like these are roughly 14-month-old females that are pregnant for the first time.
These ones were born here and then kept them for a year and then bred them. So now when will they have their babies?
In March.
March.
This year, the farm sold their entire herd of 150 bred heifers, including these 30, which they have agreed to hold on to until December.
Yeah, heifer prices were just high enough that why keep a heifer if she's worth that much? So now we don't have to calve out any heifers.
No.
So it works out pretty good.
Following Red's formula for raising and selling cattle, the operation can sell their animals at any stage and in any time period, allowing them to take advantage of market changes. To fully grasp Red's formula for marketing, we had to see the formula working in its most important stage, the 5 states cattle auction.
and 237, 236, and Miller 4.
I'll have to cut him, so.
He's a cute little guy.
Most people typically, they buy an animal, they keep it over time, and time is where all the risk is. I do it sell by, and there's no time in between it, so there's no risk. I sell this one, and I replace it with one that pays what it costs to raise the one that I sold, and leaves money.
This strategy is commonly referred to as sell-by marketing, which was taught to Red in that marketing class. Every time they sell an animal, whether to a feedlot, auction, or direct to market, they calculate the money that the animal had cost them while raising it. When it comes time to find a replacement for the animal they sold, they now know how much they can pay for it so it meets their desired profit margin, taking into account the animal's outlook and price per pound when buying.
You're not guessing market outcomes. Because the day you buy the animal, you've solved the puzzle. It's you've got another animal to take its place and money. And you're doing a service to the market, really, because you're selling what the market is wanting, and you come home kind of with what the market doesn't want. And so it's kind of a beautiful thing.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
A part of this strategy involves Red being present at the auction every single week, paying close attention to the animals before bidding.
Cattle look stale, don't they? Yeah, I think they're stale.
Can't trade a good one for junk, because after you have the junk animal, you still have to buy it.
You're stuck with junk, and you have to buy junk back.
Right, so you can't sell up here and buy way down here, because then once you're down here, you can't buy up here again. You have to go even lower. So it's just keeping everything in moderation, really.
When Red does find his match, he makes it known with a raise of a finger. Today's buy was 17 freshly weaned calves that are roughly 7 months old.
This is a loadout ticket. It's got the PIN number and what's in it, so you can bring it.
Well, it'd been nicer if we'd have got more, but it is what it is. You never know. It's almost full trailer.
Following his strategy, these 17 calves replaced the 17 animals he sold weeks ago. Red told us this transaction solidified $6,800 worth of profit, all while maintaining the same amount of animals to his herd.
We spent $300 on the ones we sold, raising them. We swapped for $700, but $300 of that'll be, expenses on the other ones, but $400 of it's just profit. Some people think you're wasting a lot of time sitting in that thing, but you can make $7,000 a week. That's pretty good money.
Cattle sales are responsible for 100% of the farm's yearly revenue. The plan for these calves is to stay on the ranch for a year before they will be sold to a feedlot. But because profit is found on the day animals are bought, the market price at time of selling doesn't bother Red.
I never worry about whether the market's going up or going down. I don't care. I never even give it a thought. Just eliminating that worry has been absolutely wonderful.
It was almost like he just, like the tense just kind of eased off quite a bit. If I would have come back, if I'd have been older and come back while we were in those struggling periods, I feel like it would have been a lot harder for me to work with family. But fortunately, the timing worked out really nicely and we got everything sorted out before I could actually kind of come home and start working on things.
Sorry. You got it.
Hooray! Good grief.
Since moving back home from college, JC has been growing his role in the operation every day and is next in line to take over the Double Bars Ranch.
I have every intention to get out of the way of JC. He's going to be my replacement. I even let him ride my horse now, so. And I'm older than most dads. And I told him one time, I said, you're gonna have to grow up pretty quick.
Right after he graduated from Texas Tech, he sat down in the office for a lot of hours watching the videos that my dad tries to base a lot of his business strategies based off of. And he was taking notes and he was asking questions and he was watching these videos for hours, and he'd go grab my dad and tell him, hey, it's time to watch these videos.
They're just immediately shut off.
All right, tonight we have some prime ribeye steaks going down, and then cutting a bunch of potatoes up. I don't know why y'all are laughing. This is a serious talking matter.
Our brother is hilarious. He's a lot of things. It's kind of hard to encapsulate JC in a few words, but I'd say definitely humble. He's incredibly humble, and Annalisa is laughing at me with that one, but I think so.
And he has his moments where he loves himself. Like, my favorite joke to say is, no one loves JC more than JC.
Oh. Gosh dang it, that was my shining moment, and I spilled the potatoes.
We are best friends, for sure. He is my biggest form of entertainment.
Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control. Farms of America is presented by RM43. Serious weed control.
Oh, bud. Oh. Every morning here is beautiful. You never know what the sunrise will bring. Well, we got cows and calves over here in the second pasture. We'll go over and gather them and bring them into the pens. And once we get them in the pens, we'll sort the calves off. So after we sort the calves off, we'll run them through the chute, we'll vaccinate them, ear tag them.
The morning task is to wean 118 calves from their mothers. The first step being rounding the pairs up across the 500-acre pasture. It's all hands on deck, with the whole Miller family helping.
Took a can of gasoline and poured it out in between all this pain and suffering.
As Red and Kim take off in trucks, the rest set out on horseback.
Red, should I blow the horn?
Yeah, blow it and just start off down through there.
They will be coming.
The horn indicates to the cattle they are getting a treat of forage, drawing the herd in.
Yeah, blow that siren some more.
You want me to stay here and get to the gate?
Yeah, just stay there.
Okay.
After a final count, they make one last push towards the pens.
Let's go. I know. You're okay. You're close, girl.
With all 236 animals being accounted for, they are staged into the pens. Where the calves are separated, tagged, dewormed, and vaccinated. Within the hour, all calves are separated and will stay in the corral for another 2 weeks before being released back into the pasture. After witnessing a successful weaning, we understood why this lifestyle is bred into families like the Millers. And although it wasn't easy, it looked to us that Kim and Red's decision to move their family across the country was worth it.
But with any ag operation, the kids are of value. That's the oldest story in the book. But I think, moving out here and being on a ranch, they had to help. I mean, we had to have them. And so I think we always tried to make it really fun. And for the most part, we did. I think we failed some days for sure. But they never questioned their value. That, whoa. Didn't expect that. I think at a really young age, they had a lot of responsibility, and then they got to feel the benefit of that, both with the way our family was able to work together, and I know that they got a lot of pride instilled in them because of the lifestyle.
I'm in trouble, yeah, these days. Everything I touch gets broken.
The Millers moved to New Mexico, not only rejuvenated their love of farming, but helped build a successful and tight-knit family, who have all found a sense of community in this small town. Before our time was over at the Double Bars Ranch, Red told us that we wouldn't be able to tell their full story without coming to their local FFA association meeting. Because these are the people and the program that built their kids and many others in the area into success stories. Because who's to say a kid from a town of 20 people can't make an impact on millions?
In my opinion, this finishes our tale. Wonderful place and wonderful people.
And with that, this is where the Miller story will end. Our time here showed us that starting over might be exactly what you need. That gold mines may be found in unlikely places. And a home is a home, no matter how big or how small.